Okay, so now that we've gone over the basics of the program, we're going to explore your needs in a little bit more detail. Well, first of all, I want to thank you for completing those forms. I know they were very long and quite time consuming, but it helps to, give me a better idea of everything that we're dealing with. So I wanted to go over some of the things that stood out for me in your forms. I put your 3-day food diary into a calculator that determines, what vitamins and minerals you're not getting enough of based on that. And it shows that you were deficient in vitamin B, B1, B5, B6, folate, vitamin C, D, and E, and calcium, potassium, magnesium. So your diet was missing a lot of key vitamins and nutrients. And I also noticed that there wasn't a lot of variety in your diet as well. It seemed to be the same thing over and over again, and not as many fruits and vegetables as we would recommend. I saw about maybe 2 servings in there, and a lot of your calories were coming from ice cream at the end of the day as well. I noticed in your form that the biggest thing that stood out to me in the section, where you're putting yes and no as far as the different signs and symptoms you were having, insulin and sugar handling came up as the biggest one, especially, dealing with the cravings. So, to kind of address that, considering a lot of your issues, the gout, the vertigo, everything, the anxiety seems to be tying into sugar. So I definitely want to try a low glycemic load diet, which is foods that don't spike your blood sugar, foods that are very low in sugar. And even fruits like blueberries and stuff are things that are low in sugar. And more fruits and vegetables and everything. Also, in your nutrition focused exam, I also noticed your nails have ridging in them, so that could also be a sign of B6 deficiency, and I noticed that in your diet too. On your tongue, you also wrote in your form about being concerned about candida. I did notice a lot of yeast on your tongue. The skin tabs on your body could have to do with insulin resistance. And so I definitely would like to get your blood sugar and everything checked when we do I get the blood work from you. You have mercury in your mouth, which I don't know if you know that that can be, a toxic load and dangerous from the mercury. But the little excess facial hair that you were also talking about can happen with the high sugar diet as well. The puffiness around your eyes could be some type of allergy. It could be a milk allergy with the high consumption of ice cream and dairy. And with something very important was the blurriness of your eyes. And when I did your exam on your eyes, I noticed that you had spots on there on each side, and that could be from a vitamin A deficiency. So, like I said, the blood work would help, but mostly we need to work on getting you foods that have more of these vitamins and minerals. And as far as vertigo too, when I was reading, that could also, a lot of different vitamins and minerals could also help with your vertigo as well. And I have some movements that could also help with vertigo. There's different things that you can do when you're having an issue or you're having an attack with your vertigo that could really help you. Okay, so what topics covered in these forms, in addition to the original concerns that you have, are in particular importance to you?
I really am concerned about my nutritional intake. I know that, and you're right, my diet is bland, it's the same. I definitely need to incorporate more vegetables. Fruits don't work well with me.
Any type of fruit?
Most of them. They obviously send me into a rush that I don't like smoothies. I like smoothies. I would rather have a smoothie than ice cream, but smoothies make me just incredibly anxious, and so I can't consume them. basically what you're saying makes a tremendous a lot of sense, and I like I said, am definitely interested in getting my vitamins and nutrients incorporated in my diet.
Okay, and some great things I did notice that a lot of the food that you eat is organic and natural, so that's very good that you're doing that. You know, you used to shopping for quality foods, and that's great. So that's not a struggle, you know, on your part. And also, you seem to be consuming a lot of water. I probably would increase it a little bit, probably by 10 ounces. You look like you were doing about 50 ounces a day, so that's good. So you are, you're doing a lot of things right. We just have to work on some things. So overall, what do you think about your assessment?
I'm very pleased. I am really happy that I came. I think you're doing a magnificent job. I would really love to work with you in order to, because I'm very committed now. Before I'd be like, okay, I'll do this, but I'm very committed because now I'm like, I'll be 61 this year, and I really want to, by the time I'm like 64, I want to have all this nipped in the bud.
Okay, that's great. The real positive attitude. So, just to get an even better idea of how ready you are to make the nutritional changes that are necessary, we'll use a scale from 1 to 10. So 1 being not at all, 10 being 100%. Yes, I'm ready. Where would you place yourself?
10.
You're 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Are there anything else that you would want to cover? Are there any other things that we didn't talk about that you would like to address?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm very basically simple. I'm not looking to reinvent the wheel. I'm just wanting to better my health, and so I can feel, there are a lot of things that I want to do, volunteer work, and I just want to feel good.
Okay, so we can work on making these changes. And the next part we'll talk about recommendations and exactly, create a little plan until the next time we see each other.
Okay.